10 Talk, so
Better hurry, spark it up with no worries. Harmonious gang with the big bro Yuriy hyphy. Get lit just
what's the
like
chaser?
me, big bossed up, chop it up
LaCroix?
with Rylee. You better come with it to kick rocks, cause you now tuned in to 10 Talks. Now let's get lifted and take a shot.
Cheers.
You are now tuned in to 10 Talks.
Ooh. Boom.
Babe,
What?
feel how warm this is.
Why is it so hot?
It's right next to the vent off my
Oh
computer.
god, it tastes like vinegar.
Oh, that was the worst. Try it.
No.
That was the worst. It was like, oh my god.
I can only
I just
imagine.
chased that shot with the fucking warm beer.
Kombucha.
Oh, that was so disgusting. I almost vomited right now.
That is nasty.
I think we're gonna have to save the joints until the end of the podcast because I'm too wasted
I
at this
think
point.
yeah, let's save it.
Hopefully within the podcast I'll sober up a
Because
little
I'm
bit.
feeling a little tired and we need to wake up.
Yeah, exactly. And I already drank 2 rock stars today. I can't drink
I
anymore.
know. And I had my matcha and my coffee.
Oh, my heart is like okay.
And I had a little rock star.
Yeah, okay. At least I didn't drink the entire rock. Actually, I kind of did. I basically drank like half of that rock star. Dude, this is not
Are we
good.
overdoing it with the caffeine?
I think
And we just
100%.
we're not affected by it anymore?
No, we're definitely overdoing it with the caffeine, and I do just from today for smoking because we were smoking the whole day today.
I
feel it in my
feel
lungs.
difference, right?
Yeah, right. Like I feel the heaviness in my
And
lungs.
I don't like it.
Dude, thank you guys so much for joining another episode of 10 Talks, episode 26 with It's Rylee G, ITSRYLEEGEE on Instagram.
And Harmonious Yuriy, Yuriy. Harmonious. I think you probably know how to spell that.
Type it in on Google first for the spell
And
check.
it'll help you.
And then type in
It'll give
an
you the
Instagram
suggestion.
afterwards. I noticed that a lot of times if you just type in Harmonious Y, my name will pop up because there's not anything else really on Instagram with Harmonious Y going after it. But I feel like the first topic we should get into is the smoking break situation stuff.
Yeah, so last week we were pretty much saying how we think it would be smart if we took a little bit of a weed break.
Mm-hmm. And originally, I kind of was just like, I was like, dude, I want to stop for the whole month of June. And honestly, I really felt like I could have pushed myself to do it. But literally the first day that I had to take the break was Tuesday when I'm at work until like 1 in the morning. And then like after coming home from work at 1 in the morning, I'm just like, I just want to smoke a joint and chill, you know what I mean? But either way, I was originally going to take the whole month. We were both going to take the whole month of June off. But then this is something that not only you brought up, but other people I talked to brought up about, this whole break. They were like, why don't you just smoke less? It's like, that's what Rylee has been telling me forever, which is like, why don't you just smoke less? And I'm like always telling her like, I just love smoking. But recently, ever since the last podcast, starting since June, actually, we've been doing this thing where we have not been smoking during during the day, where during from morning, like usually we'll wake up in the morning, we'll like smoke half a spliff or a spliff, and then like we'll both go to work or some shit. But recently we've been doing this thing where we like will not smoke at all until we both come back home from work, and then we just like smoke together. And after like 2 or 3 days of doing it, I really started enjoying that way more than just smoking the whole day.
You feel higher.
Exactly.
When you smoke.
Even after that first day.
And it's more rewarding because then I feel like I actually get more shit done, because where before I would come home from work, go meet Yuri, we would smoke, and I'd come back home and I'm like tired as fuck from work, tired as fuck because I just smoked a joint.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to do anything, but now I've just been coming home, cleaning, and getting my shit done before we smoke together. So I think it's definitely helped us. And like exactly what we were saying today, I felt gross smoking that much. Like I was like, I don't really need
exactly.
it that much.
At a certain point, I was like, oh, I wish we had just waited. You know what I mean? Like just to smoke later on. But yeah, it's like I completely, I completely agree. And I was thinking about this earlier today when we were driving around, and I was thinking about how like me and my friend group, like we would meet up at Plummer Park. We would meet up at this park, like it would be like 10 plus of us. We would all smoke weed, and then we would just like go amongst the city to like skate spots and skate parks, and just like go to different areas and like go to 7-Elevens together, and we would just like basically spend the whole day high out of our minds and just continuously getting higher and higher the whole entire day. And like I just got used to from a young age, like going throughout my day being high the whole entire day. And then like, after a certain point, you're just like, oh yeah, it doesn't, really make a difference. But then after I spent that first couple of days, like at work not smoking, I realized like, oh shit, like it actually does make a difference in how tired I am. Like I noticed that it does make me more tired. Like even at work, I'll drink entire Bang or drink entire Rockstar and I'll be like, fuck, I feel like I need another one. But if I had just, I remember those days when I like past couple of days when I just didn't smoke, like I just wouldn't get that exhausted, like it really does make you not lazy, but like sleepy and shit, which is the effects of weed,
Yes.
but it's easy to overlook it when you're smoking every single day, you know?
You just are, it's like a force of habit
Mm-hmm.
where, you feel like it's not affecting you, but that shit really fucks your day up.
Yeah.
It really does
affects
slow you
it.
down.
Yeah, exactly. And I agree with, like, I like the idea of rewarding ourselves when we get home from work and we're just like, we can, smoke a joint and chill and not have to worry about,
anything.
Exactly.
All the shit is done.
Exactly. All of our shit is done that we wanted to do and we can chill and not worry about doing stuff while smoking.
Because I feel like if you go cold turkey, you're going to want to indulge, like, the second you
That's when
allow yourself to go back.
Oh, shit. Thank you so much, Nick.
Nick
Rylee's
dropped
hungover at
about
low-key.
$5. Yuri's weed break lasted as long as it did for 69 to snitch after he got locked up.
Okay, good point. It was 22 hours. I don't know how long 6ix9ine lasted in the pen before he snitched, but we lasted 22 hours, so I think we made it longer than him, if anything.
Yeah.
He's probably in there like for 4 or 5 hours before he started snitching. But either way, so that's the whole plan. What I was gonna say is like you were telling me that like, if I take the entire month off, as soon as I'm done with the month, I'm gonna want to jump back in and indulge. But honestly, I remember the last time I took a whole month off, like from smoking. I remember the day I was gonna meet up with my homie to go smoke that day. Like I was thinking like, do I even want to smoke? Like I was having this like feeling in my mind like, why do I want to jump back into this thing that I just went out of my way to stop doing? And like I was even thinking to myself like, why? But then just the fact that I had already made these plans to meet up with my homie to go smoke and shit, I was like, fuck it, whatever, let's just go. And then I ended up smoking, and the next thing you know, I just ended up smoking like normal again. But in reality, I didn't really even feel like I wanted to jump back into it, So I feel like if we had taken the whole month off, we would have been able to jump back into it the same way we're doing it now,
You think so?
I think so. But I do like, people do say that, and honestly, we can agree that our attitudes did change the very first day.
Oh, yeah. We were grumpy as fuck.
We were grumpy.
I was like, you need to smoke because I don't want to deal with this shit. Just smoke a joint.
Yeah, Rylee did tell me that. So I did notice a change in my attitude where like, even when it's funny, even that day before I had to go to work, I went to Ralph's. And I remember just my little trip through Ralph's, like I was getting irritated by everything.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, fucking dude, why is this fool taking so long? And then as I passed by, I'm like, motherfucker, dude. I'm like, why the fuck is he like? And then as I was going through the store, I was like thinking to myself, like, why am I getting mad about all these little tiny things? Like usually I'm faded and like I'm fucking spaced out and don't give a fuck. But like, is it just because I'm actually paying attention to it, or is it because I'm more irritated when I'm high?
No, it's just because you're irritated.
I mean, when I'm not high. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, so basically I think that is the main effect of going cold turkey, is it does affect my mood. Where I'm just like,
Yeah, I can definitely tell.
You too, though.
Oh, no, I can definitely tell. No.
Yeah, for you as well. I was saying for the both of us.
Yeah, I definitely affected my mood too.
But either way, that's the whole plan of the whole weed situation.
We're cutting back.
Is we're gonna cap ourselves to 1 or 2 joints max at the end of the day, and that should save a ton of money. And
yeah, we were spending way too much money. I don't think we were talking about why we were doing it. Did we?
Basically, the main 2 reasons is like we have to move out of this apartment by the end of the month and find a new one. So number 1, we have to save money. Like we already have some money saved for the deposit, but shit's fucking crazy right now. We already got kind of scammed out for $400 that we're trying to get back. So
we're gonna get into that.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that in a little bit. But so basically, yeah, we're trying to save money this entire month, and then also we're trying to smoke less because I feel like I smoke too much.
Yeah, definitely need
And I always kind of like
a little detox.
every time I'm smoking, I kind of always pass the joint to Rylee, and then even if Rylee like wouldn't really have probably smoked at that time, she probably ends up just like hitting it once or twice, and I make her smoking, and I end up making her smoke more by effect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same thing with you too, though. Honestly, what I was gonna say is that day I came home from work on Tuesday and I was not gonna smoke. The fact that you were like, I kind of feel like smoking was kind of, to me, I was like, I kind of feel like smoking too. Fuck it.
Oh
like you
my
kind
God.
of like made me loosen up. Where I was like, you know what, I am down to break this already. 22 hours in.
It was a long ass day at work. Okay, that's like my treat. I'd rather do that than have a beer.
That's true. I hate beer, to be honest. I just spilled hella LaCroix all over myself.
I'm sorry. It was a long day, and I was saying that we might as well just do one a day and just cut back, because there's no way we're just gonna forever quit weed.
Well, there is a way, because if we had, I'm telling you, if we go an entire month without smoking weed,
You think one day we're
probably
forever gonna quit?
I don't know. Sometimes I do think about that. Like I feel like I don't know. It's weird. I started smoking at a young age, and so did the rest of my friends. Like all like 14, 15 years old, rolling up blunts and shit.
Crazy.
And I was used to that because I was like, all my young friends smoke weed. I'll smoke weed too, type shit or whatever. So literally, I'm used to people smoking weed at a young age in my group of friends. But I remember at a young age, I would always hear like, oh, you gotta wait till you're 21 or 25 to start smoking weed. I'd think like, man, these fools are fucking, lightweights. Like I would smoke them and they're just get paranoid and shit, like or whatever. I would just like kind of like talk shit in my head. But now thinking about it, I would rather have, waited probably longer till I was 21, 25 to not be so jaded to weed. You know what I mean? Because like now I'm almost to a point where I'm jaded to weed, where I'm just like, I can see myself getting bored of it and not wanting to smoke again, because I'm like, I've already been smoking for a decade every fucking day, like I can go 9 decades without smoking.
Let's do it. I'm ready when you are.
It's so easy to say, and then I think about just chilling, smoking a joint again. I'm like, that sounds so nice. My favorite thing to do, though, to be honest, it definitely has to do with the weed, but I love just chilling, listening to music and smoking weed.
Me too.
That's my favorite thing to do, is like put on some classic golden age of hip hop music and just fucking smoke a joint and chill.
Yeah, me too. That's why I like smoking in the morning too, like before my...
For your drive to work?
Yeah, I'm
To
like
the
pumped
music?
up, listening to fucking music. My day's about to be good. It makes me happier on my way to work. Because it's either that or I'm going to be stuck in traffic pissed the fuck off.
I remember when I had my very first job and I had to drive I think it was like a 40-minute drive just to get to work, and like up to an hour and a half to 2 hours to get back home from work. And I remember that was like my favorite part, because I was like, oh, are you okay? Jesus Christ. I like blinked for a second, all of a sudden you're like, wow.
I choked.
Oh my god.
God.
I spilled LaCroix all over myself and you just choked on LaCroix. Jesus Christ.
Bubble.
The bubble. Wait.
Whoa.
Rylee has been complaining that I fart too much. And and I have a feeling it has to do with the LaCroix.
No.
Because
really? You've been drinking LaCroix forever.
I know, but I swear to God, recently I'll fucking down a LaCroix, and the next thing I'll lay down and I'll just go, brrrink, and then Riley's like, you're farting. Like, why are you farting?
No. He'll fucking lay opposite side of me and just... right on top of me.
Not right on top of you. No, I've never farted right on top of you.
It's his back towards me, and then I'm like facing his back, and then he's...
No, they're better than that. They're like a...
And then he fucking giggles. Because I'm like, you're fucking gross.
It's fucking funny. Yeah, just because you hate it so much. It makes me laugh.
It's disgusting.
You know what I really, really want to get into, which I feel like is going to take up a lot of the time in this episode of 10 Talks,
How we got
is
scammed?
the whole apartment search situation. So for a lot of people that have been keeping up with our podcast, 10 Talks, you guys know that, Rylee and I's our lease here is ending at the end of this month. So by July 1st, we have to find a new place. And we already told this place we're leaving. So they basically sent me an email back saying that you better get your ass out by July 1st or else we're kicking you out type shit. So we have to get out of here. And either way, so Rylee and I found a place, a loft, that we really, really fucking liked. And also, by the way, we're all of our apartment searches, we're actually vlogging and we're posting it on YouTube. First, we post on Patreon. A week later, we make it public for YouTube. So our very first apartment vlog is public right now. It's available. I think we saw like 5 or 6 apartments in that whole vlog, which is a bunch of apartments. But go check it out if you guys would like. Either way, the last apartment in that vlog is the one that Rylee and I really wanted to get, was the loft one.
We were so set on it. We're like, oh, we could fucking live here. We were just super excited. I don't know. It just felt like it would be like a perfect place for us.
I was hyped on it. Yeah.
Yeah, we were both really hyped.
And then Rylee and I filled out the application, and then the place is expensive. It was $2,100.
Over budget, a little over.
Yeah,
budget.
our budget was, we wanted to go below 2,000, but when we saw this place, we were like,
Fuck, it's
should
worth
we
it.
should we like fucking tighten up our money on other stuff and not spend money on other stuff so we can afford a cool place like this to live? Which is like, a lot of people say that's a bad decision, but I don't know. Like, I really like that place, and I feel like it would make so much good content. You know what I mean? Like, it would be so sick. So
yeah.
either way, and like, worst case scenario, after a year, we're like, this is too crazy. We can't afford this. We can just dip out. You know what I mean? Even maybe like halfway through it or some shit, but that would be bad to do. But either way, we were gonna get this place. And then we filled out the application. Everything was going fine. They accepted our application. And then something we found strange was the rent is $2,100 a month, but the deposit was $400. So that already was kind of, ringing a, like, kind of a, or showing like a red flag to me, where I was like, why is the deposit so low? Usually deposits are the same amount as the actual rent. So it's like, if your rent is $1,500, your deposit's gonna be $1,500. So we were surprised to see it was only $400. Either way, we applied. They accepted us. They called their fucking jobs and shit. It was like a whole thing to get accepted to this apartment. And then they asked for the $400 deposit. And I was talking on the both Rylee and I had separate conversations with the real estate agent. And then I don't want to say her name or whatever, but anyway, Rylee and I both had Rylee was like talking to this person while she was like at work, so we're not even the same.
Driving to work.
Yeah, she was driving to work, so we had these conversations completely separately. And this lady told Rylee and I both the same thing, which is that our move-in date is July 1st, and
we're gonna get the keys June 19th.
Yeah, exactly. So we made it a thing to say that our move-in date is July 1st. They're like, it's fine, you know, we need the $400 deposit. And then the lady told me after we cleared everything else up, she's like, hey, if you'd like, you can start moving your stuff in June 19th so that you can you know, like, be like, by July 1st you can already have all your stuff moved in. And I was like, sweet, thank you. And then I didn't even tell her like, yeah, that's perfect, we're gonna do it. I just said like, thank you for offering that. You know what I mean? It was literally, the way she made it sound was like, hey, your moving date's July 1st, but if you'd like, you can start bringing your stuff in June 19th. And also, oh, by the way, they did the same thing for this place. When we moved into this place, our moving date was July 1st, and the real estate agent told us like, hey, if you'd like, you could start moving in your stuff like a week early so you can be ready. And they didn't fucking pro-charge us or prorate us or whatever. But either way, we got after I gave her the $400 deposit, we got a leasing document emailed to us basically saying that on June 19th is the due date of our rent, which, not a big deal. Fuck it, I'm down to start June 19th. Yeah. But then on July 1st, 11 days later, we're going to get prorated for those 11 days that we're moving in early. No. Which, and that prorate was $871. So immediately I was like, what the fuck? This is weird. Number one, that doesn't make sense, because if they're charging us the rent on June 19th, our next rent would be July 19th, and then so on and so forth. So why charge us for a week into our rent? That doesn't make sense to me already. If our rent starts June 19th, it would make sense if the document she sent us said that your rent starts July 1st, but because you're moving in June 19th, you get prorated for that week. You know, that would make sense. Mm-hmm. But the way it was set up is like, they're charging us a week into our rent already, extra. It didn't really make sense. And then I saw that, and honestly, I didn't freak out when I saw that. When I saw that, I was like, oh, this is weird. Like, I'm gonna call her and figure it out. I called the lady, and I'm like, yo, this is strange. Like, and it was a different lady who picked up, and I was like, hey, I talked to someone else. I explained to her our moving date is July 1st. She's like, and I told her, I was like, for some reason, it says June 19th, and we're getting prorated $800 or $870 for a week into July 1st, until July 1st. And she's like, oh, it's because the $400 deposit only holds it until June 19th. And basically she explained it in a way where, like, they're saying that I'm wrong and, like, I have to get charged $800. And I was like, wait. I was like, that's not what that lady was telling me. Like, she told me completely opposite, that our moving date was July 1st, and she was just offering that we could start coming in June 19th. And I was like, that sounds off. I was like, this sounds a little bit sketchy. I was like, I think we might want our $400 deposit back if we can't get this figured out. And then she's like, no, the deposits are non-refundable. She's like, if you don't pay the prorate, like, we keep the $400. And I was like, whoa. I was like, now you are sounding like a scam. Like, I was like, this literally sounds like you guys are scamming me. You guys, like, put the wrong dates on the leasing document just to keep my $400, or I pay an extra $800, which is like, number one, if the deposit was together, the $400 and $800 would be like $1,200. If the deposit was $1,200, that would make sense. I'd be like, okay, you know, that makes sense for this place. But if they're trying to finesse this $800 out of me in this like scammy type of way, that is what I did not like. And I was like, dude, I need to speak to a manager. They're like, a manager's not available right now. I sent them a long fucking winded email saying they're scamming me and shit. And then I basically got an email back saying, don't worry, we're going to refund you your $400 or some shit. So they said, oh, we're going to call you once your $400 is available, and we have to write a check for it. As if they can't write it that day. But
yeah,
either way,
it's a bummer.
that's what. And I felt so bad telling Rylee because she was so excited about this spot.
Yeah, but it's like, at the end of the day, we don't want to deal with people like this forever, so we're probably making the right. It probably was a sign, like, this is not the one for you, because after I did look on Yelp and they only have 2.5 stars. This property management.
And that's where I started questioning myself. I was like, wait, like, am I tripping, or like, what's up with the reviews of this place? And I told Rylee, because she's like a Yelp master, I was like, check out the reviews on this place. And then she sent me like screenshot of like a person complaining about something similar to what I'm complaining about, saying this place is a scam, don't trust them, and they had a 2.5 star rating. And I was just like, fuck, like. And also, you said that a couple of the other comments you read was like people who were already living in a building, and then this property management company took over this building as management, and then people were saying like, ever since they took over, this place has gone to trash. Like, they suck.
Gone to shit.
Dude.
And they'd be like, we live at blah 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 addresses we checked out. Like, I've seen like the Burbank Boulevard one. I think it's the one that we wanted to move into.
Oh, really?
I was like, don't move in here, blah, blah, blah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
But, like, we send in service requests, and they don't ever, like, come to help, blah, blah, blah. So, like, they would never do our maintenance shit, like, if we had no hot water.
That would suck.
They actually are pretty good with this place.
Yeah, exactly. They do send out someone pretty quickly.
But
that
was, like, the biggest thing I saw was, like, the maintenance shit.
And it's a huge bummer because Rylee and I had already kind of emotionally set ourselves like, yes, we got this place, we're so juiced and excited and hyped. And then number one, we were bummed that we lost this place, but then number two, this property management company is huge. It's like it owns hella properties in Los Angeles, and for us to not go with them means we're excluding ourselves from a lot of dope properties. So it's like a difficult decision right now where we're like, fuck, dude, like, do we just roll the dice and go with this shitty property management company to get one of these cool spots, or should we put in more work to find a cool property that is owned by like a decent trusting place, you know?
I don't know, it's such a tough decision. We'll have to wait till tomorrow when you talk to the manager.
Exactly. So to give a full wrap up to this story is tomorrow I'm going to speak to I spoke to the assistant manager. Apparently there's two managers. I spoke to the assistant manager, and I'm going to talk to the main manager tomorrow. And then I'm going to explain to him exactly the story from my position and be like, hey, from my like point of view, it just seems like I was not told the correct information by this lady, Stephanie. If the deposit's $1,200, then the deposit's $1,200, but like I just didn't like how that finesse was, and I'm gonna tell him like, dude, if you guys can hold it until July 1st, we'll pay the $400, we'll pay $800, you know what I mean, to hold it until July 1st or whatever. But it's like, we want the spot. I just felt like I was getting scammed. You know what I mean? Like, and honestly, I'm kind of scared that because of my long-winded email, they're already like, "Fuck this guy. He's a fucking asshole.
Sure.
We don't want to deal. We don't want to deal with this dude anymore." So there's a chance that they might not want me to move in.
I
but
don't even know. I don't even want to know what you said in that email. I really don't.
So yeah, basically, I'm gonna talk to the dude tomorrow, and then we're either gonna get our $400 back, hopefully, or we're gonna be able to move into this place. But regardless, we're gonna have to continue apartment searching.
Yeah, it's okay. We'll find someplace.
Yeah, we might find something better.
Exactly.
Let's scoot up a bit, babe.
Sorry. Anywho.
How many topics did you have written down?
Let me check. What do you have written down,
okay,
sir? That's always on me for topics.
Oh my God.
You haven't been coming through.
What do you mean? Yes, I have. Okay, the first I have a couple of topics written down, but the first one that we have written down, not the first one, but one of them that we can get through pretty quickly, I feel like, is something that I was very surprised to see. Is I saw a commercial recently for a return of iCarly.
Oh shit!
On June 17th, 11 days from now.
At first, I was hyped, and then I watched the commercial.
At first,
and then I was like, "Oh my God, it's like another one of these Fuller House."
I know, Fuller House. There was that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hella corny.
Honestly, the thing, like, Rylee and I were talking about it, and the thing that made iCarly was her relationship with Sam. the filmer, what's his name, Eddie,
Freddie.
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 So it was like her relationship with Sam was the biggest part. Her relationship with Freddie
And then
her.
Sam and Freddie had that like secret romance.
Oh yeah, Sam and Freddie had their whole. Oh, yeah, Freddie liked her.
And like she was always mean to Freddie.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, so she kind of liked him too.
Yeah.
They could have been together.
They were. There was like episodes of them getting together.
Oh my god. So basically, Sam and Gibby are missing.
Yeah, no Sam and Gibby.
And Rylee and I,
characters.
Rylee, exactly, some of the best characters. And Rylee and I were already talking about how like, it's not gonna be the same. And also, a lot of the times with kid shows like this, is like the reason why you enjoyed it so much, or from what you remember at an older age, is like anything you watched as a kid is like the best time of your life to you, because that's when you were a kid, and that's usually the best time of your life. So
Yeah.
when I was watching iCarly, I was a fucking kid, so obviously I'm gonna watch this and be like, oh, this is gonna bring the memories back, but I'm gonna be like, no, I'm just old, and
Yeah.
iCarly's old, and Freddie has a beard, and like
Looks strange.
he has such a dark 5 o'clock shadow.
I know.
Right?
And Spencer looks exactly the same.
That's the funniest part about the iCarly cast now, is everyone that was already a little bit older, like older than 25 during the old iCarly, in this iCarly they look exactly the same. Anyone who was a child during the original iCarly looks completely different, except for Miranda Cosgrove.
Yeah, Carly looks the same.
She looks exactly the fucking same. I wonder why. Do you think the reason why they didn't let Sam back on is because of her nudes leaking?
Oh shit, I forgot about that. Maybe she just didn't want to be a part of it. Maybe she's over Disney.
I remember that was such a huge scandal.
I forgot about
Everyone
that.
was just like, iCarly star nudes
Oh my
leak. And they weren't
God.
even nudes. It was like her in a like a, what are they called? What's that thing called? Like the
Oh, lingerie.
Lingerie,
Yeah,
it was
and her
her-
nipples were showing.
it was
or
her in
something.
lingerie. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I remember when Vanessa Hudgens nudes came out.
That was a big deal too.
I literally cried.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you were upset?
I was like, oh my god, they're not gonna make High School Musical 2 anymore.
There might be a chance it is.
I was like, what the fuck?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you were still a kid when those nudes were leaked.
Yeah,
I was like in high
what?
school. I was in high school where I was like, I'm not surprised. Everyone's doing this shit.
Okay, speaking of that, kinda, the other day at work, you know that song, She Got That Young,
Yeah.
was playing.
Uh-huh.
And I was helping one of my coworkers with with some hair, and she was like, oh, I want to go to, like, see him in concert, like, so bad. Or, like, this concert would be so fun. I was like, yeah, that'd be a cool concert. And she's like, did I ever tell you I went on a date with him?
Justin Bieber?
Yes.
Your coworker?
Yes.
What the fuck?
I was like, what? She's like, yeah, I went on a date to Disneyland with him.
Did they?
Because she
Fuck?
used to work at this, like, salon in Beverly Hills that's, like, a pop-in celebrity
And
salon.
he asked her for a number?
Yeah, and he asked her to go out on a date to Disneyland with her. And she went, and she said that he was on shrooms.
What the fuck? On
And
the
he was-
first date?
Yes, she was like, he was so weird. Like, he was putting shrooms in his burger.
Well, did she not take shrooms?
No.
Bro,
said
I
he
don't believe
offered.
that.
I believe her.
Babe, we've both done shrooms, and doing shrooms around a person who's not on shrooms sucks. Doing shrooms on a first date around a person who's not on shrooms is probably the worst idea ever.
Dude, I believe her, though.
Did they fuck?
No.
You asked
She
her?
said that he was weird, and she's way older than him. Not way older, but
She went on the date
I know,
as if she's not gonna eventually open up if things continued.
but I think she said that he was weird.
Did you ask her if they?
I was just like, what happened? Like, was it fun? She's like, yeah, he was just weird though, like, cause he was like on fucking shrooms.
Where did the date end?
I don't know. She didn't really tell me that much.
Ask her more. If it ends at his mansion, they piped.
No.
How old? Wait, how old?
Okay, I'll ask her.
How many years ago was this?
Probably a long time ago. When she was in her 20s, she said, and she's like 34, something like that now.
And how old is he now?
He's your age, I think.
Oh yeah, he is my age, right? He's like 26 or 27.
I was like shook. I was like, what? She's like, did I ever tell you I went on a date with him? I was like, Justin Bieber? What the fuck?
Does she seem like the type of friend to fake flex just
No,
for a
she's
little
like
bit of
the-
like juice or clout?
No. I don't think she would ever lie about that. I believe it.
The
Because
fact
she really did work at the salon, and I know it's a celebrity salon where, like,
the only thing about this story that makes me question it is the idea of someone wanting to take shrooms at Disneyland on a first date and with someone who's not taking them. Who's surprised by the
That's
fact that
what
you're
she
taking them?
said. She said it was during his crazy times where he was like getting arrested. And
If
shit.
that's the case, then that is fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like, he's crazy. Why would he? Wow. What?
Yeah.
What if you start acting like a weirdo at Disneyland
She
and
said
you're
it was
Justin
fun.
Bieber? And
I
also,
know.
someone did she say that people were coming up to him taking photos and stuff, or was he in disguise?
No, she didn't really tell me that. I think they had like just like a security guard, and it was like kind of private.
What the fuck, dude?
I need to ask her more details.
I
I'm gonna be
know.
Like, so about that Justin Bieber date.
I feel like Hollywood Insider or TMZ would have snapped some pics and been like, Justin Bieber has a new girlfriend and she works at a
Exactly.
salon.
I was like, what the fuck? Like, no, I've never heard you tell me this story before. I
That's
think I would
fucking
remember
weird,
this.
dude. I have a lot of friends that bullshit, so I don't know. Like
I don't think she would bullshit.
I'm not saying call
She's
it,
grown.
but I've met people who bullshit and are
I don't think
you
she's
cannot stop, babe.
She's like my friend that was like in the fitness competitions and shit.
Can I just say that I used to have a friend that he was like a part of my like friend group, right? And me and all my friends all knew that this guy's stories were always extremely over exaggerated, and most of the time, or like half the time, a little bit more than half the time, were completely not true. And it was like a thing amongst all my friends. Like we've questioned him about the situations he's told before, and like after many experiences of questioning him and talking amongst ourselves, we've realized that we like this guy, he's our friend, but we know that he bullshits and over exaggerates to a point that we can't even listen to him because it's too ridiculous of stories, where it's like just you're like, ugh, like I'm tired of hearing this, it's like people almost like try to say stuff just so you can be like, no way, dude, what, that's so cool, like, and like it gets to a point where you just get tired of it. And we've talked about before in like my friend group, like we've talked about how like this person that we know, they're gonna get to an older age, 40, 50, 60 years old, and they're still gonna be the same way. And imagine you as a 10-year-old kid or a 15-year-old kid talking to a 60-year-old guy who's telling you these crazy stories. You're like, you went to Mars and fucking killed an alien? What the fuck? And the dude's like, yep, I did it with this hand. And like, and we just realized that like, dude, a lot of people can, not a lot of people, but there are certain people who can reach like older ages, more mature ages, and still be exaggerating and lying, a lot.
But trust me, I know a handful of people
right?
like
we
that.
all know people like that.
But for her, I feel like I believe it.
Really?
I don't know. It is a crazy story.
How much
to
older
believe.
is she than him?
She's like
think?
34, I think.
So she must have been like
oh wait, almost 10 years, like 8 years.
That's 7 years. So that's like me dating my sister.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, that's
maybe is Justin. Wait, isn't Justin Bieber's wife right now older than him?
No, she's younger. She's like my age.
She looks old.
Haley. Yeah,
Haley?
I don't know. I'm gonna ask her more questions.
You know her name?
I'll update you guys next week. Haley Baldwin Bieber.
Was that one of the topics he had written?
Yeah.
Really?
Coworker went on a date with Justin Bieber. I heard this and I was like writing this.
Oh, this is such a good topic.
Tell me more.
One of the topics I have written down is something that it's super random, but it's been something that's been on the back of my mind for a while, ever since I started seeing it become a trend, which is ever since like Instagram. I feel like maybe like 5-6 years ago, like I don't know when the BBL surgery started becoming more popular, where every Instagram model you see is taking a plane to fucking Colombia and coming back like all fucking different looking and shit. And I feel like along with this BBL movement of so many girls, doing BBLs and wanting BBLs, you even joke about wanting BBLs and shit. It's just like a trend right now. Like every girl knows about BBLs. And another thing along with BBLs that a lot of people do is, or girls and men now, is the teeth thing, where you can get your teeth like completely shaved down to look like shark teeth. They're like very, very skinny little like nubs basically. And then like a dentist will like basically pop on these like porcelain teeth that fit perfectly. And everyone has seen people with these smiles. Yeah, veneers basically. And it looks like extremely like just the most perfect teeth ever. Like Steve-O teeth. Like he has the veneers done. And I've always thought like a long time ago, like, is that really like good for you or worth actually, because they have to shave down your real teeth. Like once you shave them down, you can't regrow real teeth. It's like choosing to purposely mess up all your teeth just for these veneers, which is like I feel like a lot of people don't actually really think about how big of a commitment that it really is, especially at a younger age. And either way, I recently saw on YouTube, like this random YouTube video got recommended to me. It's like some dentist who has like a YouTube channel, and he has like I think over 100,000 subscribers, and he just makes videos talking about people's teeth and shit and like stuff in dentistry. And he basically made a video about these veneers where he's like, I'm tired of seeing this become like a rite of passage where once a kid becomes 18 years old, they're like, oh, I want to get veneers. And he was bringing up all these examples of like Yahoo News and like all these news articles of like kids who are like 18, as young as like 17, 16 years old, who are getting permission from their parents to fuck up their teeth. You know what I mean? And even like most people, women don't stop growing until 21. Men don't stop growing until 25. I'm pretty sure that affects your teeth as well. So if you're fucking with your teeth at 18, something's gonna alter or change or whatever. But either way, he was talking about how this whole veneer thing is like such an extreme surgery that a lot of people overlook at how intense it is, because you're literally destroying all of your main teeth. And this surgery is usually meant for people who are a little bit in their older ages and also have teeth that have gone to this point of like no return, where like you've gone to this point where you can't do braces no more, you can't do any of the other options, your only option is to do the veneers. And that's basically the dentist was saying like that option should be only for those people who are in the older ages or have no other option. And people who are doing it at a younger age don't understand that veneers are kind of like breast implants, where every 10 years you have to get them replaced. And then he was talking about how people have 32 teeth, and like this surgery on one tooth is a lot of work and like a lot of intense work and like very fragile and shit. And to do that 32 times, he was saying that you're most likely gonna get an infection, your gum is gonna get discolored in some parts or whatever. And then he was saying that every 10 years you're gonna have to get them replaced. So every 10 years you're gonna have to get all your teeth yanked out. But within that 10-year time, if you chip one of those teeth or fuck any of those teeth up, he said that color matching teeth is extremely difficult. So if you fuck up one of the teeth and you get another tooth put in there, it's gonna look different color than all the rest of your teeth. And he's saying that most people, once they fuck up one tooth, they have to go back to the dentist, get all of them yanked, and get all new veneers once again. And he was just basically saying that it's such a huge commitment and it lasts the rest of your life. A lot of people don't understand how crazy of a surgery it is, and don't understand that if you're 18, 19, 20, up to like 30 years old, you're better off just getting braces and brushing your teeth 3 times a day to fucking wind them up and straighten them out, you know?
Yeah.
Than getting veneers. You wanted veneers too.
Not really.
Yeah,
like,
you were joking around about it.
I've always felt like the shaving down the teeth part was weird. Like that always creeped me out, because I know that this is all you got forever. There's no going back once you fuck with them. Even like when you're brushing your gums too hard, like when your gums start receding, like you're never gonna get those gums back.
Really?
So, yeah, I was told that. Like my
Oh
dentist
my
was like,
God.
you need to stop brushing so hard because
That's scary.
your gums are like going down.
Oh my God.
And I was like,
brush my teeth hella hard.
Me too. I was like, okay. And yeah, so I take that shit kind of seriously. Obviously, they look fucking nice.
Your
It's
teeth are very good.
no, not my teeth. I'm talking about veneers, because it's like a perfect smile. But I wouldn't want to do that. I've seen him. I knew a friend that had him, and
Honestly,
I saw the before picture.
Really?
That shit was creepy.
Wait, the spiky teeth or whatever? Yeah, it always looks very creepy and scary. But I personally, I like the organic look of a person much more than the altered version. You know,
Yeah.
like, especially with teeth. Like, I feel like natural teeth look nicer.
Yeah,
If you have...
It's the character.
I am not proud of my bottom row of teeth where they're incredibly crooked. And I've even been telling Rylee recently that I might consider getting braces, which would be so weird and embarrassing.
Why?
Everyone's gonna call me brace face
Who
and
cares?
shit. But I'm only gonna have them on the bottom. You won't even see them because they never show
Yeah,
my
your top
bottom.
teeth are great.
They're not great.
Yeah, they are.
Mm-mm.
They're pretty good.
They're no. Look at that. They're pretty bad.
No, they're not.
You're questioning why you're even with me right now.
No,
You're like,
I'm
oh, your teeth are
not.
pretty fucking bad.
Oh my god.
Either way, before we get into the next topics that I have listed, I kind of want to show the screen. So while I'm setting that up, can you bring up one of your topics?
Okay, wait. Show the screen for what?
Remember the YouTube channels we came across recently?
Oh, yeah,
Guys, I have something that I really, really want to fucking show you guys. Get Invisalign. Invisalign is incredibly, incredibly expensive.
I want Invisalign.
I know you do.
Oh, one of the topics I wanted to talk about was how there's been kind of a epidemic with employees not wanting to go to work anymore. And it's literally affecting every company in business, I mean.
You hear it affecting more companies than just yours?
Businesses. I see, like, now hiring signs everywhere.
Oh,
right now.
yeah. Oh, yes. No,
It's
you
like
actually,
on
yeah.
the news and shit.
You're bringing up a really good point. All right, there we go. Hold on, let me hide this temporarily.
I didn't know how to word that. I just put people not wanting to work anymore.
That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
If we have any King of the Hill episodes, if we have any King of the Hill fans in here, there is a King of the Hill episode where basically Hank Hill works for what's it called? What's the gas?
Something propane.
Propane. It's something propane. It's propane. Okay, Hank Hill works for a propane company, and in his propane company, there's like an office that has like 10 different employees. They end up, his boss Buckley, or I forgot his name. It's not Buckley. His boss ends up hiring a guy who like uses drugs, and then the boss for some reason did not see. It's a really funny episode where the boss was hiring two people. Well, he had an option between two people. One of them was a Hispanic lady who like was a propane professional. She was like propane scientist. She like spent 10 years studying propane. She was just like the best fucking employee you could imagine for this job. And the other option was a fucking drug addict. And the boss was just like, for some reason he's like I'm gonna choose the crackhead. Like I forgot for what reason.
Because she was hot.
Because not only was she very smart, but she was too hot.
Yeah.
And it was Hank. Hank had to make the decision.
Yeah.
And basically Hank felt too uncomfortable to work with No. It's not because she was too hot. Hank didn't want to admit to Peggy that he was low-key being sexist at this point, because in his brain during the interview, even though the lady was saying that she had all the qualifications, he was like, what does a woman care about propane for? Like he couldn't make sense. He couldn't just like he didn't understand why a girl cared so much about propane. So Hank decided to fucking hire the drug addict instead. Okay, we're getting too much into the story, but either way, the drug addict ends up getting fired. And the drug addict's like, why am I getting fired? And the dude's like, because you're a drug addict, like you fucking suck at your job or whatever. And apparently it's illegal to fire people for mental disabilities and being a drug addict or whatever. So this guy goes, sees a lawyer, he comes back, he's like, hey, you can't fire me. And then on top of like, oh, you can't fire me, he's like, hey, I do drugs all night, so I can't come to work until 3 p.m. And then once I come into work, you guys have the lights too bright, so you're gonna have to dim the lights. And also, once I come in, I need like an hour nap so I can like get back into work or whatever. So basically, he had it set up in a way where he gets paid full time, comes to work like hours late, gets to sleep during work, and then leaves and gets paid. And then all of his coworkers were like, why the fuck am I still working hard and this guy gets to sleep?
Gets all the benefits.
He doesn't even have to work and he gets paid just as much as I do. So everyone in the office started saying like, oh, I'm paranoid. Oh, I have anxiety. Oh, like my, like everyone started making up mental disabilities and all these like different disabilities. And they were just like, dude, I'm too disabled to work. And then it turned to a situation where Hank Hill was like coming into the office and everyone was just like chilling and vibing. And he's just like, y'all ain't working. Like, what the fuck is going on? And I heard that the same thing is going on in Rylee's workplace.
Well, it's happening everywhere. It's not just at my work.
But
everybody's having like a hard time finding people to employ.
That I think what you're talking about with the people having a hard time to find employees is, I think a huge part to do with that is that a lot of people are still getting unemployment. And
that too.
A big thing I see on the news is like a lot of ex-employees are saying that, hey, why would we work full-time and bust our ass when we get paid literally the same amount, maybe a little bit less or a little bit more, just to stay at home? Yeah. So a lot of people are just like, hey, I'd rather stay at home than actually work a difficult job right now. And I have seen that. I watch a couple of dudes who live in New York, and there's videos of them walking around the streets of New York, and there's like signs saying, need cook, need waiter, need this, like literally a sign that says like need every position possible.
It's crazy.
It's fucking insane. What's gonna happen in a couple months?
That's
like these businesses aren't gonna survive.
No, not at all. And for people, like, it's crazy that they're just depending on this EDD shit because it's gonna run out eventually. You can't get it forever.
Yeah, exactly. It depends on how much you've worked into your EDD. And also, what sucks about using up that EDD is that that's your retirement fund too. So every time you tap into your EDD, you squeeze a little bit of money out of your retirement fund.
It's coming out of somewhere.
Exactly. It's like the government's not losing that money. No. It's coming out of your pocket that they're promising to give you later on.
Yeah.
So it's just like you're messing yourself up in the long run. But I don't know. I was on unemployment for like a year, a long time ago, and like way before Corona, in like 2016, because I broke my ankle. And I didn't even break my ankle at work. I broke my ankle skating off work, like not even on work hours. And I was like, and I got on EDD and shit. And I was on ED for a year because it took a long time for my ankle to heal. But that was a cool time in my life. I had hella money for weed. I was just
nice.
I was chilling, smoking weed all day. It was fucking awesome. I didn't have to do shit.
Yeah, I understand why people do it. It's nice, but no.
I didn't really have to work either because my ankle was broken.
What will happen? Time will tell.
Yeah, exactly. My business didn't qualify for loans. Fuck, I'm sorry about that, Ryan. But guys, this next topic that we're gonna get into is something. So, this is something we're trying out as well. Is like usually we just talk about topics, but this is gonna be a mixture of us kind of reacting to videos and also getting your guys' reactions as well. Because recently, I have discovered a couple strange YouTube channels. One of them, let's go through the first one, which is called Bad Bob's Prison Life, right? Yeah, there we go. Bad Bob's Prison Life. All right, let me open up the screen so you guys can see this. Boom. Well, actually, let me make this full screen. Let me put us on top and make us smaller, and put this right there in the corner. Okay, so boom. Guys, this YouTube channel I randomly discovered a couple nights ago is called Bad Bob's Prison Life. So the first video that got recommended to me was this video right here. It's titled My 46th Christmas Dinner in Prison. It has 1.5 million views and it was posted 5 months ago. So this is relatively new. And also what's interesting is, okay, so I watched this entire video. Oh fuck, we're gonna have to go through these fucking ads. Jesus Christ. 1 second. No, don't buy that chocolate. Fuck that chocolate. They're not paying us. No, I'm kidding.
That's a bomb ass chocolate.
That is. No, don't say that, babe.
How's everyone doing out there?
All right.
I hope you're all enjoying your holiday. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Bob.
So first things first, his voice is altered. I can't tell if his voice is altered like during the recording or he sent the video to someone else to like alter the voice afterwards, but this is literally him holding his phone or something and recording his 46th Christmas dinner in prison.
That I live in a maximum security prison somewhere in the United States.
So he lives in a maximum security prison. That really throws a lot of questions in my brain, which is, how do you get a phone in there, and how do you get the footage out of there?
Oh.
What do you say?
What did he do?
What did he do? That's
my main
we're gonna get into
question.
that video in a second. He actually has a video about talking about what he did.
Actually, this is my 46th year in the...
Bro, his 46th year. So this is his 2020. Bro, guys, do you remember what you were doing on Christmas Day of 2020? This guy was spending his 46th year in prison eating dinner. Isn't that crazy? Mm-hmm. Like for you, what is a nice memory to him, like to other people, is like, holy shit, that's fucking gnarly. But either way, this is it's just a meal. I mean, a video of him like talking about his meal. I think this is like turkey pieces or something like that.
It looks like cat food.
It does look like cat food. He has like a piece of bread right here. I think this is carrot cake. That's a decent amount of carrot cake, actually.
That does not look like carrot cake.
It might not be carrot cake. I'm not exactly sure. And then this is sweet potatoes right here. And then this is 2 servings of just of boiled onion. Even as he was recording it, he like goes like, well, looks like we got 2 servings of onion. He like sounds so bummed out.
Look at that big chunk. Oh,
Ew.
okay, I gotta try this, if you don't mind.
If you don't mind. Oh, should we see his reaction?
Wow. That is absolutely fantastic.
He said that is absolutely fantastic. Fuck, dude, this shit is gnarly. Either way, if we scroll through, this is the part that really fucking shook my bones when I watched this part. Watch this shit.
I might boil some water.
To the very right of the plate, he has this whole ass tray that you could put sauce in, and they put one fucking mini dollop of cranberry sauce.
And then we have over here some cranberry sauce. Look at that. barely a half a teaspoon.
And basically, I don't want to watch too much of this, but basically he ends up eating that little.
You should play.
Okay. Let's watch this. Listen to what he says about this.
That is ridiculous. What's that gonna do for a grown man? Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
I'll say that right now.
My Yelp reviews.
Well, I gotta tell you, it was just enough to let you know what it tastes like.
Bruh. Okay, so he said when he said that, he said it's just enough to let you know what it tastes like. I was like, damn, dude, this shit is fucked up. But also, we don't know what he did.
Yeah.
And also, the other people in prison who are eating the same thing, they most likely have done very vile, especially in their maximum security prison, they've done some crazy shit that you would not look at them the same for.
Mm-hmm.
But do they deserve to be eating like cat food and dog food and a dollop of cranberry sauce? It's like it's I don't know. It's like they do deserve punishment, but this video made me wonder like what is the line between punishment and just like kind of fucking embarrassing a person? You know what I mean? Like just fucking with their existence. It's like, oh, you want some food? Like here's like
That's crazy.
a tiny little slice. Like that's just. It's like there's like a Russian word for it, but I can't think of an English word for it. But it's like it's just embarrassing. It's like you're making fun of an existence at that point. You're just like you're trash. You know what I mean? Here's this.
Loss of dignity.
Exactly. It's a huge loss of dignity. But then also, who knows what they have done to deserve this? And also, I don't know, dude. That shit's crazy. Like,
You're like so sad.
but then are they gonna start making different types of food depending on how severe your crime is?
They should.
If you killed someone, you get a hot dog. But if if you're in there for a white collar crime, you get the whole 5-course meal.
No.
Like where is the line right there to be drawn? Like that's where it got kind of gnarly for me. I thought
Don't do the crime if you can't do the time.
So okay, a lot of people are gonna say that don't do the crime if you can't do the time. But then I came across hold on, let me god damn it. If you click on this guy's YouTube channel, you'll see that he has 30 videos, and his oldest video, let's go to oldest, is 5 months old, and it's called Bob's Christmas Message. So this YouTube channel is potentially only 5 months old, but the first video has 42k views. The second video has 1.5 million. So there's a huge chance that the rest of these views are coming from this one this video that blew up. But how likely is it for your second video to get so viral?
Yeah.
You know, like look at the thumbnail. It's literally just like a dollop of fucking.
Because people love this shit. This is so interesting.
The thumbnail right here is literally just like a dollop of fucking shit and says my 46th Christmas dinner in prison. It's insane.
Super creepy too.
Yeah, very, very creepy. But his fourth video right here is titled "Why I've Been in Prison for 46 Years." I don't think we're gonna be able to watch the whole video. God damn it! And there's a fucking ad. But in this video, he basically talks about how he did some sort of a crime when he was 14 years old, and I forgot. I didn't listen exactly to the whole video, but he said that for some reason, because of the crime, even though he was 14, he was charged as an adult, and ever since he was 14, he's been locked up. This is his 46th year in prison. Rylee and I did the math the other day. This guy is 60 years old. Imagine going to jail at 14 years old and getting out at 60. You might as well not even get out.
I just noticed we said we did the math and it's literally such an easy.
Oh yeah, it's very easy. We fucking did the calculations.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Everybody. How's everybody doing?
And then also, I have a couple more questions right now immediately as well. Is he said he's in a maximum security prison, right? They don't allow glasses or shades. Those are shades. They don't allow shades in a maximum security prison because you can file that plastic down into a shank and kill someone. They don't allow plastic items like that. So he has shades, and he has a hat, and he has a piece of paper that he was able to write a message on. You're going to need a marker, pieces of paper, a hat, and glasses. Are those 4 items allowed in a maximum security prison?
Yeah.
I wonder.
Paradise. I hope you're all being safe and taking good care of yourself. Staying virus free. Cannot be too specific
The audio is really, really shitty. If I had done like stream highlights, we could have gone through it a little bit more. But basically, in that video, he talks about how he did something at the age of 14 with a group of older boys, and because of what they did, he got charged as an adult because they wanted to make an example out of that group, and he's been in jail ever fucking since. His videos are fucking crazy. One of the other videos that Rylee and I saw was this one right here, where he talks about prison phones and the types of phones he uses to record some of these videos. And what's funny is like his if you watch another tech reviewer on YouTube, they're gonna be like, this phone has 4G, this phone has 5G, it has 1080p video. You know, they tell you all the tech specs of it. His sale point is like, you can put this up your butt really easy.
Yeah.
That's the sale point, is like, how easy can this go up your butt?
This is a real great one. I gotta get some more lighting. You can't see this.
Look at that phone. Oh my, another ad.
Damn.
This one's getting paid, dude. Where's the ad revenue going? Probably, hopefully to his books. Look at that. That's 2 bottle caps, and the phone is literally the size of your finger. Have you ever seen this?
No.
Phone here is
Never.
the small.
And you know what else I noticed is, look at the numbers on the. Doesn't look like there's a little bit of brown staining on there.
Oh no.
It doesn't it?
I
Look.
think it's just the glare.
Oh really? I feel like I see some brown mush on some of the top numbers.
No.
I swear to God. But basically he, even in this video, he talks about how this phone was specifically created for people in jail to put up their butts.
Phone
Look at Luffy.
that you're gonna find in prison. I mean, they have an ink pen phone, but it's nothing compared to this. Let me try to
Bro, look at his hand compared to
give
that.
you an idea of how small it is.
And honestly, I think this guy does end up capping during this video, because he has this phone, and then he has the other phone, and he has a third phone he's recording the video with. So he has 3 phones and 2 bottle caps. Like, there's so many things in this maximum security prison where I'm like, how is he able to have all these items? And then also he says like, you have to keister these items to get them into jail, but you won't find me doing that. I've never keistered any of these phones. How does he have 3 phones in his jail cell?
Mm-hmm.
He had to have put 3 phones in his butt.
Maybe somebody did it for him.
But you think he has a bunkmate, or like
Maybe.
a roommate?
Maybe.
I have so many questions about maximum security prisons. Like, are you by yourself?
That are missing.
Bro, look how
Unfortunately,
tiny.
I don't think you're by yourself.
I want to see him turn the screen on. Like, how can you even read anything on that? Look at that.
I know.
You're gonna see like one number at a time, dude.
What
And
the
it-
fuck?
and it
That
detects.
is
Oh
fine.
shit! Like, that's his email. Prisoner23 at protonmail.com. What the fuck, dude?
What?
He's definitely really fucking old. Either way, that was the first.
Proton mail.
That was the first random YouTube channel I fucking discovered. You guys can go check out the rest of his videos. He has over 30. He has 30 videos on his YouTube channel right now. We just saw 3 of them basically really quick, and it's Bad Bob's Prison Life. Really fucking interesting. Really mind blowing. And honestly, I have so many questions. Whether what the fuck? Look at this. Oh my god. Do you see that, babe?
What?
Look at his videos. Prison cooking with Brad. Look, he's making cookies.
Those look good.
What if these were hidden until they turned on?
No way, dude. I don't believe this.
There's no way it's real, right?
I need. That's what I think is like. I need to talk to someone who's been to a maximum security prison.
Skip ads.
How is it possible to bake cookies and what? Wait, hold on. Look at this.
Slide it.
Yeah. Oh, that ain't
finally,
cookies.
the top thing
Oh,
Those are
oh my
cookies.
God! Those are Ritz crackers and deviled eggs.
that you like
I'm sorry, Ryan. I'm sorry.
you're in here, believe it or not.
Okay, never mind. I thought it was fucking cookies. It was literally Ritz crackers with like a leaf on it or something like that. Guys, I don't have ad block on this one because it's my Google Chrome. I had to install Google Chrome really quick, and I was not able to put ad block on it. Either way, that was one of the YouTube channels I thought was really interesting. The other one is my friend Dub Wands on Instagram. His name's Will. I was watching his story the other day, and he reposted a video of him watching a YouTube video, and the creator of the YouTube video was called Crackhead Barney, and friends. And the editing style of the YouTube video really reminded me of No Gas No All Gas No Breaks. Like the way it was edited, the way it was filmed and everything. They have like really good mics and shit. And I thought it was really interesting. The videos are really funny. What's even crazier is I feel like the type of content you guys about to see right here is pretty like good content. Like they have 16K views. I'm not exactly sure what's the most views she's gone, but she gets like a pretty decent amount of views. Like and her videos are pretty good. But she only has 3.56K subscribers. Her name's Crackhead Barney and Friends. It looks like it's a group of 3 people, and she's the main host behind the camera. But let me show you guys one of the videos that I saw recently, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, this is insane. While I show you guys this, I'm gonna go use the bathroom really quick, and you guys and Rylee can react to this. So,
Alright.
BRB.
My pussy's a synagogue.
Yeah, this video is called "My Pussy's a Synagogue" by Crackhead Barney and Friends.
Let's go.
Palestine was invaded in 1964 by Arafat to be a thorn in Jews' side. And you're dressed like a fucking suicide Palestinian bomber. What? Well, who walks around like that? You Orthodox Jews were gonna be here
Oh
today.
god, she's my least type
You know what?
my
Dress
least
like
favorite
shit,
type of
you're
person.
shit.
How do you become Jewish? Because I had sex with a lot of Jews. My pussy's a synagogue.
No, you can't become Jewish by getting cummed in. Go home! Do you see these buildings? They're owned by Jews, not by you, by Jews. Now get the fuck out of here.
Because sometimes when I fuck a white guy, if he starts fucking me, no, really, listen.
Do you become white? Is your skin like this?
Yes, I am white, but then he also becomes a black man.
How?
Talk to, come on, Hashi! Hashtag! Hashtag! Come on!
So if you drink a gallon of horse cum, you become a horse?
Yeah.
If you drink a gallon of horse cum, you become a horse.
She's like, yeah.
What the fuck?
All gas, no brakes, it says. This looks hella, they took hella shots. Yeah, we did take hella shots already. But if anyone donates $20, we're gonna have to take another shot. I'm too drunk just to take another shot just for shits and giggles. But what do you guys think about that? Like, it's really interesting. After watching many of her videos, you start to slowly realize that at first it seems like, oh, she's really clever and she's like, you know, putting people on the spot. But then it kind of gets to a point where all she starts doing is just like acting like a child. You know, she starts like getting on the floor and screaming or just like repeating what the people say over and over again. And I think honestly what's doing it more for me is the editing, like the way it's edited and like the way like the mic quality and shit. Like I think that's what's really doing it for me, but also the reactions he's getting out of these people, you know, because if you just send this camera crew in there with some random, you know, Joe Schmo, he's not going to get people to react the way these people are. They are so upset that she is there.
Giuliani! What do you...
This is the mayor of New York's son, I believe.
Andrew Giuliani! What are you running for? What are you running for?
I'm running for governor. I'm standing for Israel today.
Are you gonna be like your daddy?
Do you like New York now? Or do you like New York
I love
in the
New York
70s or
City.
80s?
Yes.
Okay, well that's good. I love New York too. I actually want to see it cleaned up. I want to see a New York where you have Israel that is respected.
And I hate your father.
That's okay.
I fucking hate him.
You know what?
I fucking hate him.
Relax, hold on. Can I say something to that?
Say something.
You want to know the beautiful thing about the United States of America?
What is that?
You can stand and say that.
Yes.
Unfortunately, in Palestine, you can't. You would be beheaded.
Have you been there? 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 You can't talk. Have you been there? Have you been there? Have you been there? You can't talk like that.
No, look at this part. He covers his face, and then they try to cover her.
Oh my god.
Dude, my favorite part about that ending part is one of these girls on the floor. She's holding a coexist sign. She's literally holding a coexist sign, which means like coexist with everyone, everything's peaceful. And then she gets so upset when this lady sits down. She's like, "What?"
They get up so
I know,
fast.
they're all just like, "Hell no, what the fuck?" Look, she's covering her with the coexist sign. That is so ironic, dude.
That's crazy.
That's so fucking hypocritical and ironic. That's hilarious. He said, "Get the fuck out of here."
New York. They don't care in New York.
Oh my fucking god. Yeah, oh shit. We're gonna have to take a shot. Jesus Christ. You wanna pour those up?
Cool.
Okay, let's react to one more video really quick though.
Okay.
Dude, thank you so much, Luis Barbosa.
Luis Barbosa dropped
Luis.
a bag $19.99 through Super Chat.
Thank you so much, Luis Barbosa. We're gonna take a shot in just 1 second. We're gonna in 1 minute. We're gonna react to one last video. Those are the videos that I just showed you guys are the only videos I've seen personally. But so right now this is gonna be an honest reaction from all of us because I've never seen the rest of our videos. This one is called Pregnancy at the Freedom Rally.
The purpose of this is to call attention to the larger issue of the restructuring of the economy and the society, like your liberation.
Pregnant.
Congratulations. You should be extra careful.
Lower.
Extra careful.
Lower.
You should be extra careful.
Lower.
You should be extra
Lower.
careful.
I'm a nice guy.
That's weird. Okay, that's doing a little too
That was sexual assault, right?
Yeah,
So tell me what's nice about me. Come on. 3 things that's nice about me.
You're funny.
Okay.
You're cute.
Keep going, Dion.
Great personality.
Oh, Dion.
I couldn't tell by
my
hand. I
God.
couldn't tell by hand.
is-
I couldn't tell by hand. And you should be concerned about the future of your child to be.
What are you gonna say?
Oh,
Dion?
he's
I
so
like
grabbing her.
expensive gifts. I like diamonds.
White people don't like diamonds. The Jewish like the diamonds.
Get me something white. My pussy produces a lot of cottage cheese. That's white. That's white.
That's powerful.
I mean, it's a beautiful day.
Can somebody help me? I think I'm pregnant.
They have a home test kit you can check out.
What?
Bro.
Like a mess, to be honest with you.
All right. Look who's
Oh, okay. Actually, this one I did see. This one was really funny, I
talking.
thought.
What the fuck do you look?
Dude, this... Bro, the reaction she gets out of people is
You look
insane.
like a mess, to be honest with you.
All right. Look who's talking. What the fuck do you?
Do you know who that is, who she's interviewing? You remember when all the Trump supporters raided the Capitol? He, like, in all the photos, he's the guy leading the groups. The guy with the bullhorns or whatever, and he has, like, this, like, weird tattoo on his arm of bricks. He was, like, the dude leading the fucking charge.
You look like a mess, to be honest with you.
All right. Look who's talking. What the fuck do you
What
look?
the hell? Why is it lagging? I'm sorry about that, guys. What the fuck?
You look like a mess,
All right, here
to
we
be
go.
honest with you.
All right. Look who's talking. What the fuck do you look like? Why do I look like a mess?
Because your bra's about to fall off.
That's my problem. And you have no shirt on. And you have no fucking shirt on. Look who's talking. We both have no fucking shirt on. And you're telling me I look like a fucking mess?
With that Trump mask, yeah.
And what the fuck you got on your face?
Face paint. Spiritual warfare, baby!
For what? For who?
For God, for Christ consciousness.
Are you taking the vaccine?
Fuck no. I don't need to have my body pumped full of a bunch of shit.
But aren't you like on drugs or something? You sound like you're on drugs.
Why would I be on drugs?
I don't know.
You're the one acting like you're on drugs.
You look like a crackhead. Why crack but not the vaccine? Why crack but not the? You're a crackhead, so why crack but not the vaccine?
Yeah, I don't do crack, dear, but you have a good one, okay?
I'll try. Where are you going? I'm actually liking this conversation.
Bruh, yeah. I thought she was really funny. I saw a couple people in the chat saying you should have her on 10 Talks. That's was an idea of mine. I was like telling Rylee, I was like, it would be interesting to talk to her.
Yeah.
And be like,
It is funny.
how did you start this YouTube channel? Why did you start this YouTube channel? And then all of her videos, I feel like she doesn't only post. Wait, what? Dumpster diving with Trump? I feel like all of these videos that we just reacted to all seem like they've been edited purposely for like TikTok or Instagram because they're all a minute long and they're like long ways. But she has a video from 8 months ago that's actually like a normal YouTube video.
So we're gonna make our country wealthy again.
I feel like she does like dramatic art scenes, you know? Look, everyone's watching her. What the fuck? I feel like I see this a lot in like Russian news. Like people will do this thing where it's like just like dramatic art where everyone gets to, I don't know, it's just like you're showing political views through a demonstration of art on the street or some shit. Either way, that YouTube channel is Crackhead Barney and Friends. Check her out if you guys want. I thought it was really fucking funny.
Yeah, she's funny.
Yeah, right?
I like the reactions.
Really interesting and weird. Speaking of having people on 10 Talks, I recently came across this video titled "Kid Gets Caught Climbing Golden Gate Bridge," and I remember when I first visited San Francisco with Rylee, I was like telling her it would be so cool to fucking climb the Golden Gate Bridge, but I always like thought immediately you get in so much trouble. They're gonna think you're planting a bomb. Like it's like it's super high up. You're risking your dying and shit. It's like a huge deal. And then I came across a YouTube video where it's like two 18-year-old kids climbed the Golden Gate Bridge like 7 years ago, and I was just like, holy shit, that is literally insane. The dude who did it, one of the dudes who did it was this guy called Peter Tea Time. And then I checked on Instagram to see if he has like a live Instagram account, and he is on Instagram. And what's even crazier is not only is he on Instagram, but a lot of his videos do really well. Like I've seen a couple of his videos being reposted on like academics and like World Star and shit, like because they're like viral climbing videos. And he only has like he has like 56,000 followers on Instagram, but a lot of his videos have 100,000 plus views. And he's basically like a parkour guy where he jumps around from roof to roof, and he does a lot of the stuff that I kind of like to do back in the day, but I never took it to the level he's doing it on. Where I showed Rylee a couple of his videos, and he's like purposely jumping on the edge of like 13, 14 story buildings, like holding on by the edge with his fingers and then pulling himself back up and shit. It's super crazy shit.
Shit.
I showed Rylee about this dude, and I was like, yo, it'd be sick to have him on 10 Talks. And I asked her, I was like, would you be down? Rylee said she was down. So I DM'd him, and he replied saying like, I'm down to come on 10 Talks. So
Woo-hoo.
I think for him, because it's like so short notice, like not short notice, but like so random for him just to say yes, I feel like we should have him on next week while the idea is still fresh with him, you know?
We're gonna have to be in the Bay Area next weekend, so we're gonna have to do an early episode next week.
Oh yeah, exactly. We might have to do an early in the middle of the week sometime.
Yeah.
Maybe next week.
Yeah, I think so.
But I do want to have him on eventually, so
ASAP.
I'm really excited for that.
That's gonna be cool, and I can't believe he climbed. Aww.
Love me, Gruff.
He wants to cuddle with you.
Oh, he actually does. He doesn't hate me, or maybe he's looking for food. But yeah, I can't believe they fucking climbed the Golden Gate Bridge. That's literally insane.
Yeah, that is a fucking national landmark.
While we're on the topic of Yuriy rubbing Rylee's cat, clip title. While we're on the topic of random YouTube videos, the same day I discovered all those YouTube channels and that kid Peter Tea Time, I also came across this video where it was basically titled like man tries to spread Jesus Christ and gets killed by like native people or something like that. I was like, what the fuck is this title? I clicked on it, and basically we've talked about this on 10 Talks before, where there's places in the world where there are indigenous tribes who have been living there for who knows how long, and they have zero contact with the outside world. They don't talk to anyone outside, and no one goes to visit them. And I forgot exactly where all these parts in the world are, but there's one of these places is right next to India, and it's literally an island. So this whole island belongs to these people, and no one goes over there because these people are very native and they have zero contact with the outside world, where a lot of scientists are worried that we all have vaccines and shit. We're all, immune to polio and like all types of shit. If any one of us were to go over to this island, we would most likely get all of those people sick, and a lot of them would die, or if not most of them. So people do not go to this island for a very specific reason, which is for the safety of those people. Oh, can you pour the shots while I keep talking about this? Thank you so much, Luis, for the $20 donor. We're going to take the shots right now in 1 sec. But either way, people, like scientists and people specifically, do not go to this island for the safety of the natives. And there's this guy called John Chow, who is like a religious nut. He was like crazy for Jesus Christ. And can you read one of the Kylas as a chaser too, please? And basically this guy, Jason Chow, he went on, I think, 2 separate like scientific expeditions where they try to go to this island, and he was trying to teach the people of the island about Jesus Christ, and he wanted to put them on Jesus and shit, and like help them out or whatever. Put them on fucking Christ or whatever. And basically both of those scientific voyages, the people of the island, like they can't speak the language or whatever, so it's kind of based off like body language, and the native people were literally shooting like bows and arrows and were like attacking John Chow, and oh my god, they were attacking basically the whole scientific voyage, basically saying that we want nothing to do with Christianity, we do not want you guys over here. This guy went on 2 separate occasions trying to spread Jesus Christ. They were not into it. They were like, no, like get the fuck out of here, basically. And then he tried to go back again, And he could not get like whatever group took him there to agree to it again, because they were basically saying like, no, dude, they don't want anything to do with you. You should stop trying. This guy went out of his way to pay some Indian fisherman. He was like, yo, I'm gonna pay you under the table just to drop me off at this island. He's like, I don't want you to pick me up or anything, just drop me off over here. He paid some Indian fisherman to drop him off at the island. As soon as he gets dropped off, they fucking shoot him up with arrows and he dies. And then there's like an interview with one of the fishermen where he literally says like, yeah, as soon as we dropped him off, as we were sailing away, we saw him getting shot up and we just kept sailing away, because they're not gonna go try to save his life. They know better. They, you know what I mean? They're
He did that shit to himself.
That's what I'm. They're from. Oh really?
Dude.
What does that sound?
It's the kombucha
Oh really?
exploding.
Oh, that's so funny. Either way, this guy tried to go spread Christianity. They fucking lit him up with some arrows. He dies. The top comment had me dying. It was like 2 a.m. when I read this comment and I saw this video, and I was laughing so hard because the top comment was like, his plan was to introduce them to Christ. Too bad they had the same idea, or some shit like that.
Yeah, how selfish of you.
Very selfish, but it's kind of like throwing his family, this guy John Chow's family, into a weird position where his body is still on this island, and he has like a mom and dad and sisters and brothers and shit. Oh shit. Oh my god. Here, let me see. Alright, sweet.
Be careful.
Yeah, just be careful with the wire. Either way, this guy got lit up. He died. Like, imagine I went to go do that and my body was over there. Like, you would probably want me to go get my body,
Yeah,
right?
I'd want your body back, but
Rocco
you
dropped
fucked
about
yourself
$5
over.
through Super Chat. Wanna take that shot from 2 streams ago?
Yes, Rocco, I'll take that shot from 2 streams ago.
Alright,
Let's take these shots really quick. This is for Luis. And we'll take the Rocco shots in a minute. I'm too drunk already.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's gonna be
I
warm.
feel it. And basically,
No, if you watch the video, you could see like they made it super clear. They do not want you.
exactly. they're like, the video is them fucking throwing spears and shooting arrows. And I was telling Rylee, I was like, these people have probably experienced other travelers coming to the island before, and like they've probably saw all of their friends and family getting sick and dying, and they're probably like purposely attacking him, going like, dude, get away from us, you're gonna make us all die. You know what I mean? Like, they're literally defending themselves because they know it's not good for them. And this guy knows, they know better than this guy. This fucking island of people who has no access to current technology or current information knows better than this fucking guy from the 21st century or 20th century or whatever. Like, that is literally insane. Like, what a fucking idiot. I feel sorry to say that, but for Jesus Christ, something that's
Jesus
probably
Christ.
for something that's most likely not even real. Come on, dude. Really?
That's just how that fucking lifestyle is, dude. They dedicate their lives to it.
Like, why can't you? And this is something I always, when I used to work on Hollywood Boulevard at Starline, every day we had the whole group of people holding the fucking crosses, going, Jesus Christ, and like saying all these prayers and shit. And like, I would always think like, dude, why are they doing this, dude? Like, who, like, are you really gonna convince anyone? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But at the same time, there probably are random people who are very depressed or something's going on that day, and they see that and they're just like,
They need it. They need that hope.
Yeah, they need that hope for that one moment. But it's fucking insane. I don't know, dude.
Yeah, there's like an appropriate level of faith, and then there's the fucking overboard where you're doing fucking creepy weird things because you're spreading the
I bet you in his mind,
word of Christ.
he was probably thinking in his mind, thank you so much,
I'm
Miguel.
gonna help all these poor
Exactly.
people.
Dropped about
blah, blah, blah.
$2.99 through Super Chat. Shout out Yuri for that Instagram live.
No problem, Miguel. Thank you so much for the $3 dono. And honestly, Christianity kind of teaches you that, where they're like, hey, if you're not into Christianity, or a lot of religions teach you this, where they're like, hey, if you're not a part of our religion, you're going to hell. You're not going to join the fucking party up here in heaven. And he's probably thinking the same thing, like, oh, I don't want these people to go to hell. Like, I want to help them to go to heaven. And fucking he went to heaven early type shit, but
Jesus. Literally.
Imagine, dude, you know what'd be super funny? Imagine God is literally just like up there, and like this guy gets sent up like after getting killed, and God's just like, really? They said no. They said no 2 times.
I said no. No means no.
Dude, imagine how rough it is to that he died like a prehistoric way.
A spear to the heart.
Bro, imagine dying by spears. That is, he died a movie death.
I know.
Like that is like when you watch a movie and someone's just like, ugh, 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 and they like slowly fall over and die. Like he had one of those movie deaths. Exactly. Bro, they probably lit his ass up. The fucking spears are probably covered in like frog guts that like poison you and make you like swell up and shit too. So he's probably just like, oh my god, dude.
God.
Why would you fuck with those people? But to be honest, my personal curiosity, I'm interested in what those people do all day.
Well, yeah, everybody's curious, but I don't know. If you see that, you're not gonna go step foot there.
Fuck no, dude.
No, you know better.
If I see 20 people shooting arrows at me, dude, hell, and there's no, dude, that's fucking retarded.
You'd get the hint. You take the hint.
You know who I can
You're
see
smart.
going there? Logan Paul.
Oh, for sure.
We're going to the island of the crazy indigenous people. That'd be fucking insane. Well, you know what's funny is one thing that when I first brought this up to Rylee a while ago, one of the things that immediately came to my head is if you search on Google like the happiest people on earth, basically some governments do this test, or like it's like it's not even a government, but like certain groups will do like a random poll where they're gonna ask like hella people how happy you are in different countries, and there's like this thing you can find on Google that basically tells you like the happiest countries in the world of where people tend to say they're the happiest, and United States is definitely an unhappy country. It's like on the very, very lower levels of that. But I was thinking, if we can have someone who can perfectly communicate with that group of indigenous people on that island, and you were to ask them how happy you are, like on a day-to-day basis, like, are you happy? Like, I honestly feel like everything that we suffer from, like, people who live in a city type shit, is like anxiety, depression, fucking like all the random shit that you suffer like living in the city and like in this like futuristic world of ours. I wonder if you ask these people if they suffer from anxiety or depression or sadness, or if they're happy in general. I wonder what their answers would be. And this is me just speculating, but I feel like they would say they're happy. You know,
I agree.
Compared to us.
I agree with that. I feel like people who live off the grid tend to have more harmonious lives. Like, for real though, like they don't have any of that extra anxiety of having to like look a certain way to people, I guess.
Especially if you know everyone.
Yeah, or just like living in a big city, like in general, like you're around so many people all the time, you're constantly being judged, you know?
Exactly. You know what I'm kind of wondering though is on that, because there's like a video of this island, and it's not that big of an island, and the people you see is shooting the arrows, there's like maybe like 20-30 of them. So I wonder how many people live on this island. How do they keep themselves from crossbreeding? I mean, like interbreeding.
I think they had a lot of issues with that, probably.
I bet you they do
Look at Game of Thrones.
That's true. That's true. But I bet you they, like, since they all know each other, they all know, like, I only have 3 options. I only can date these 3 girls, or, like.
They probably know.
Exactly.
They probably know.
Damn.
Trial and error.
And also, it's just like in places like that.
Miguel dropped a bag $2.99 through Super Chat. Definitely depressed, but this helps.
Oh, dude, I'm so sorry to hear about that, Miguel. But thank you so much for the $3 donation. I feel bad accepting a $3 donation from someone who's depressed. Thank you so much. Oh, I said thank you so much. He just pooped.
Oh, good.
Fluffy. Oh, look at this. He just put poop dust all over me.
Ew.
Fluffy, you asshole, dude.
He walked on me too.
Why do I have so much?
It smells.
I know. He literally just took a shit and walked all over us, dude. What the hell, Luffy? Dude, his shit stink. Do you have any more topics listed? I know you do. No, I know you have a couple more.
I don't.
Oh wait, I do have something really important to talk about, which is we talked about this earlier. Rylee and I ordered the stickers. The stickers are on their way. All the Patreons are gonna get free stickers. I'm not sure if I'm even gonna sell these stickers. I think these stickers are only meant for like just putting up and giving out to people. So all these stickers are just gonna be given out basically. We got 50 of them, so we only have 50 stickers to really do shit with. It's not a lot of stickers, and it was like $70 for 50 stickers. It was kind of expensive, so I don't know. We have the stickers coming this upcoming. Oh wait, we're gonna be in the Bay next weekend.
This weekend coming up.
Then
What?
I was supposed to meet up with Luca to do the merch. So, okay. So I was going to say it's going to be this Saturday. It's going to be next Saturday. Next Saturday, my friend Luca and I are going to be making the 10 Talks merch, which I'm really excited about. And then that
so excited.
as well is going to be going to all the Patreons, no matter what tier you guys are in. And I'm really excited about this. People have been asking, like, yo, Yuri, when's the merch coming for fucking ever since my vlogs. And this is going to be finally me dropping merch, which I'm really excited about and happy about.
Yeah, it's going to look really cute.
The stickers are really cool.
The stickers are fire.
I'm really excited about the stickers.
I'm ready.
For the stickers?
For the merch.
Oh, for the merch.
For
Me too.
all.
I want to make hoodies.
Yeah, hoodies are
Like a
dope.
really cool hoodie
Mm-hmm.
that zips up all the way. Or no?
I like the non-zip up. Like, I like a regular hoodie. With no
oh
zipper.
yeah, actually, you know what? I don't like zipper hoodies either. Really.
I hate them.
Really?
Yeah.
Sometimes
they always
they
look awkward to me.
sometimes they are clutch.
They look nice on you.
Really?
But for me,
I
I
don't
just
have
don't
any
like
zipper hoodies though.
You have some.
But honestly, it is nice sometimes when you're wearing a hoodie for the warmth to just open up really quick just to like get some coldness in. And then you're like, okay, that's enough. And then you like zip up.
Get some fresh air.
Exactly for your body and nipples or whatever.
Your body nipples.
Body and nipples. What? What other topics do you have listed?
That's it.
Really? You went through all of them? You said you had hella.
Well, the other ones I just feel like.
Let me see them.
No.
Let me see them.
No.
Why not? What the hell did you write in your notes that I can't
Really?
see? I'm kidding. I know they're good topics. You just don't want to go over them.
No, it's
What
so
is it?
dumb. Nothing.
What is
I wanted to talk about that girl who pushed the bear off of the fence.
Really?
I think, dude, there was a bear that was like in Oakley in my area that like went in front of a house. I wonder if that bear was like in the same area too.
If that
It was in California.
Really? That video?
Mhm.
I thought it was in Texas.
Mm-mm.
Really? Dang.
Would you do that for Luffy and Lola?
Probably not.
Really?
If I
feel like I would.
If I looked out the window, hell, I would I would throw you back.
No,
if,
I would.
If our door was open
Nobody's touching
and
my baby.
if Luffy and Lola ran out of our door and I was like, oh, Luffy and Lola, I look outside and I see a bear, I'm slamming the door and locking it. I'm going like, dude,
There are babies.
you're gonna risk our lives for some kittens? Fuck no.
They're more than that.
I love them, but I'm not risking my life for them. Like, I'm not gonna attack a bear over them. That's no.
She like went.
even that girl said that she's like don't do what I did. She's like I don't know what I was thinking. Like that was a dumb decision. She's like you guys might not, because dude, all that bear had to do was go, and it could slice her neck and she'd die. You know what I mean? Like, and then it's like the parents are gonna be thinking like, oh my fucking god.
Luis Barbosa dropped a bag $49.
What?
Luis Barbosa with a
through
$50
Super Chat.
donation. What the fuck? Thank you so
Wow.
much, Luis. Dude, do I sound cold-hearted for saying that I would not risk my life for my cats?
Look in Oakley.
Oh, it really?
Well, no, this is not that bear.
Wait,
but
let me see. Oh,
on
damn.
somebody's driveway.
Hell
Imagine
no.
that shit.
Hell no. Fuck no.
Warhol Way, babe. This was the street I used to live on.
Really?
Warhol Way, yes.
Imagine you were walking home at night and you see a bear.
Right on the corner.
Fuck that, dude. No. It sounds logical, I get it. Dude.
My uncle was like, he must have been coming from Black Bear Diner.
He always has a pun or a joke.
I was like, oh my god.
I just know for a fact that if my parents would rather have my cats die than me die. And I would way rather have Luffy and Lola die than you die.
Thanks, babe.
I would choke you out and make you pass out before I let you run out that door to fucking attack a bear to save Luffy and Lola.
They're my baby.
Yeah, we're gonna get some new ones or some shit because we're not fighting a bear. Hell
What
no.
about a coyote?
I will kick a coyote. I will kick a coyote right in the face. But
I would never let that.
you know what's the issue with coyotes is that
You're poopy.
Yeah, you're poopy. Get out of here, dude.
I would never let that happen. You're poopy. Get out of here.
The thing with coyotes though is coyotes are smart enough to know that you can fuck them up, and coyotes are gonna do the thing where they're gonna go "Wee!" and fucking run away as quick as possible. They're gonna grab your cat and fucking book it like they're stealing from a store.
I don't like the whole coyote presence. They creep me out.
I know they don't give a fuck, dude.
They're just like hunched up,
they're kind of like
skinny.
they have no. Think about it. In the city, coyotes have no natural predators. What's gonna kill a coyote? Nothing. There's nothing bigger. We have in like the Angeles National Forest, there's 2 pumas. There's only 2 pumas that are tracked. So scientists know where these pumas are at all times. There's 2 pumas and like a couple cougars or some shit like that. There's so many coyotes that, like, dude, coyotes are like the top of the food line in the city right now. It's like that's why they walk around with so much confidence. They know, like, they don't give a fuck.
We've seen a bunch since we lived out here.
Bro, there was this one moment where Rylee and I park like maybe half a block away from the entrance of our building. And then before we even park, as we're driving, I'm like, oh, babe, look, there's a coyote. And usually when you see one coyote, that means there's at least two more next to them. So Rylee and I see the coyote, we drive past it, and the coyote's walking towards the direction that we're driving past. So we're driving past it as it's walking the same direction. We park up, and then as we park up, we're getting out the car. I look down the sidewalk, and the coyote that we just saw is looking straight at us and just fucking running down the sidewalk. And I'm like, babe, this fucking coyote's running after us.
It was fucking scary.
And then we start, Rylee and I literally start running towards the front door. Rylee enters the front door. I take a second look back. I see the same coyote running still toward down the sidewalk kind of towards us. And then I look on the street and I see two more coyotes running the same direction towards me. And I'm like, fuck this. I close the gates and we just get inside the house as quick as possible. But I was like, dude, those coyotes were not fucking around. I'm not sure if they were actually going toward, but he was running right towards us, right down the sidewalk.
Yeah, that shit was scary. I also had a time where I was living in San Francisco, and we were getting home late from a meeting, a sorority meeting.
And 99 cents through Super Chat.
Thank you,
a
Miguel.
lot of cougars around my area.
I bet there are, dude.
Shout out, Miguel.
It's cougar hour in the tent.
Okay, so when I was living in San Francisco, we were getting back from a meeting one night, me and all my roommates, and we park. You have to walk across the street from the apartment to get up into the building and stuff. And we seen a whole crew of raccoons.
That sounds scary though.
They were fucking fat, and they're hella running around, and I booked it. You know me, running hella awkward.
I know. Your weird ass runs.
I hate rodents, so that shit was so scary.
Yeah, that is really bad.
They were super duper close to us. No, couldn't do it. They
How
were
many
fat
were
as
there?
fuck. There was 5 or 6.
Dude.
They were always out there running.
You know what you just reminded me of is the most coyotes I've ever ran into is I used to have this homie who lived in Hollywood, this one section of Hollywood Hills, and a lot of Hollywood Hills is paved roads. It's all it just looks like a city, but there's a one section of Hollywood Hills. We've gone to a smoke spot near there before, and it's it almost looks rural, where there's a lot of mountainside, and it's you don't see a lot of cement and shit. I remember a long time ago I was fucking driving up the street to go to my friend's house, and boom, I see 9 or 10 coyotes, right? And in my head I'm they're gonna see my headlights and hear my car, they're gonna get scared. I fucking get closer and closer and closer. They didn't move at all. They didn't give a fuck. I had to stop, and then I just had 9 coyotes walking around my car, and I started getting scared. I was like, oh my god. I was like, they don't give a fuck. I'm either gonna have to run over a couple coyotes right now, slam on the gas, or just see what happens. And they basically just slowly walked past me, and I was like, dude, if I was not inside my car, I would probably die. If I was one of these LA people on a fucking midnight run, that's death right there.
Eating your ass. Eating your ass.
Bro, imagine I die by 9 coyotes.
That is creepy.
That's fucking
They
scary.
give me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, especially in LA, they do not care at all. Jesus Christ, dude, all this freaking carbonated drinks. All right, guys, before we wrap up this stream, I do have to give a huge shout out to. Wait, hold on, fuck. I can't find his Instagram again. No, wait, hold on, wait. I have his dude. No, someone reached out to sponsor the podcast, and fuck, dude, because we did. Look how many DMs I have.
Damn.
These are all unread DMs, all because of that stream. Jesus Christ. Oh, here we go, guys. We have one sponsor for today's podcast, and also we're gonna make a 10 Talks email very soon so you guys can get in touch with us. But if anyone else out there wants to most of all, sponsor us with weed, which would be really fucking awesome. If anyone wants to reach out and sponsor any episodes of 10 Talks, DM me, Harmonious Yuriy on Instagram, or DM Rylee, ITSRYLEEGE on Instagram as well. We're going to read all the emails. Rylee has a fucking teeth whitening sponsor now, so you're hyped about that, I'm sure. Either way, today's sponsor is this guy called BAM Organics. So that's BAMORGANIX on Instagram, and basically they have a website called bamorganics.com, and that's BAMORGANICS.com. I'm going to leave all this information in the description later on as well, but it's a website called bamorganics.com, and oh shit, he gave us a freaking a code. Guys, if you buy anything from this website and you use the code TENTTALKS, you guys are going to get 20% off, and then also he said that he's going to like give us some of the money that they make sales from or whatever. So if you guys are interested in anything that you see on bamorganics.com, that's BAMORGANICS.com, using the code 10talks, you're gonna get 20% off, and then also apparently we might get some money out of that. But also, like, I've been hit up before with people trying to give me an affiliate code type thing. I usually always say no to them because I don't have the information they have. Like, I don't know how many people are using my code. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's like a lot of stuff that I don't really know about. Like, I'm not gonna ask you for all your information of how much money you're making and like who's using what. So it's just like I tend to not go with the affiliate code thing. But he paid to sponsor this podcast, and then he was like, I'm gonna make you guys a code on top of that as well. So if you guys like anything on the website, or if you guys want to get in touch with his Instagram, it's BAMOrganics with the X instead of a CS on Instagram, or BAMorganics with the CS.com. Code 10talks, 20% off. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for shout out to BAM for sponsoring the podcast. We appreciate you so much. He was the sponsor of the last podcast, but I couldn't find his DM, so I apologize about that ahead of time. And also, before we wrap up this podcast, I want to give a huge shout out to all of our Patreons. Like I said, any tier, Patreons for any tier. If you guys, wait, hold on. Let me put this up here. There you go. Thank you so much for subscribing. But yeah, anyways, if you guys are a Patreon of any tier, we just ordered stickers, and then we're going to be making merch as well this month. So you guys are going to be getting free stickers and free merch from the 10 Talks podcast, basically. And yeah, I don't know. I just want to give a huge shout out to all the Patreons. The shirts are definitely going to be available for everyone else to purchase as well. But I just want to give something to all the Patreons who have been supporting us. Especially for Patreon, it's like a monthly thing where people can choose to only do 1 month, or they can choose to stay subscribed. Then our last month numbers were like, it was like 26, and then it dropped down by like 6 people, because obviously, you can't expect everyone to pay every single month, but we do have a lot of people who have been Patreons since the beginning for like 4 months already. So I want to give them like a special, huge gift for being so supportive for so long. But either way, huge shout out to all the Patreons. Tashina, Tony, Doug, dude, thank you so much, Doug, for helping with this stream. He was fucking managing the Discord. I can't imagine how complicated that was. I was getting so confused. Huge shout out to Doug. Huge shout out to Notario Restoration, Denim Chicken 209, Austin F, DJazz65, Tyler A, Zach Shiken, Gabe G, Jazzy, Coffee Sosa 11, Hens, Rocco Blast, Luffy, we're gonna feed you in a second, James Steyer, Uncle Deadly, Miguel 07, Senor 510, Trevor R. Brown, Johnny Taku, Russell Z, Kyle Myers. Thank you guys so much for supporting the 10 Talks podcast and just us streaming and just us in general. We thank you guys so much.
We love you.
The fucking Patreon money is a huge help for the deposit that we need for this fucking apartment. So we owe you guys a huge thank you for all the support on that. I love the stream. We'll
we gotta take one more shot for
we
the
do.
$50.
Exactly. Bro, we gotta take like...
Luffy, get off me with your stinky paws.
He wants to say hi. Luffy, say hi.
You're the cutest kitty in the whole entire world.
Say hi to the podcast. Say hi to the podcast, Luffy. You came up here, right? He doesn't want to say anything. Lola's usually the vocal one. He's usually not too vocal. Thanks, Yuriy and Rylee, y'all. Hey, thanks so much.
Dropped a bag $3.99 through Super Chat. Love the stream. We'll take a dab and a bump for TT.
He said we'll take a dab and a bump for TT. Let's go. I appreciate that, Miguel. Yeah, I don't know. I appreciate that. I don't want to tell you how to live your life or whatever, but yeah, thank you, dude. Let's go. Dude, I hope you guys had a good time during this podcast. Luis, you are insane, dude. Thank you so much for the $50 donation. Thank you so much to every single person who joined the stream. I'm so sorry, guys, that I could not show the entire fight during the actual stream. I had to do it on my phone, but we had like 600 people and the Instagram live. That is fucking insane. This shot is for everyone. Thank you guys so much. You guys are the best. Oh, sorry. Usually... Whoa. Oh god, everything's warm now. Usually we do an after show stream, but I think we did the pre-show stream today. So we're just gonna wrap up the podcast right here. We're gonna cut out the whole beginning part and put the pre-show all on the Patreon only. So thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of 10 Talks. We appreciate every single person here so much. Thank you guys.
Thank you for
I can't
listening.
say thank you like enough, but what'd you say?
I said thank you for listening.
Yeah, thank you for listening. Exactly.
Oh, and comment below ideas for our 24-hour stream.
Yes.
Please.
I'm so glad you brought that up. Before we wrap this up, guys, if you joined the Discord earlier, we have a Discord page meant for ideas for the 24-hour stream that Rylee and I are going to be doing within a month. So if you have any ideas for this 24-hour stream, please join the Discord.
Or drop a comment.
Join the Discord to leave your ideas in there, or drop a comment on the YouTube video. If you guys enjoy this show, please leave a like on this video, and please leave a comment not in the chat, but on the actual video after I end the live stream. And then also, if you guys are not subscribed already, please drop a subscribe. I hope you guys have a good rest of your Sunday and a good night.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining. Follow Rylee.